Thank you, everybody, for coming. I have the wonderful privilege of sharing with you about a company called LifeVantage. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kim Lawrence. I'm actually a scientist, a molecular biologist who basically we work with DNA, proteins, and RNA, and you'll see how important that is as we go along in the presentation. So I'm going to start off with a disclosure, which basically says that what I'm about to share with you has not been evaluated by the FDA, and we do not say that our products cure, treat, prevent, or mitigate any disease, but you will see from what you learn that they are amazing and can be life-changing. So if we take a look at this word, nutrigenomics, and we look at the first part, it reminds us of nutrition. And the second part reminds us of genome or DNA. So what this is basically telling us is that the nutrition that we take in can actually affect gene expression. So whether genes are expressed or not, and this is deemed to be the future of healthy living. So we are known as the activation company, and activation is different than supplementation because when we supplement, we know we have a little void that we're trying to fill, and we take something from the outside to try to fill what we're missing. Activation is different because our bodies already have DNA, which is the blueprint, that can be turned on or off depending on what we're looking for. And our bodies know what's necessary to keep us healthy. We take it to make it. So there are products that you can take in order for your body to do what it already knows how to do to keep you healthy. And that's to make antioxidants, proteins, and enzymes that you need for better health. So I'm actually a lover of the Bible, and one of my favorite verses comes from Psalm 139. And it basically says that we have been made in a wonderful way. Did you know that your DNA has the blueprint to keep you healthy? It does. So at LifeVantage, we have products that activate different areas of the body to keep us fully healthy. So you can see there's different cells, different tissues, different organs that we can support by using these products. And I want you to think about this. Healthy cells mean a healthy body. Unhealthy cells means an unhealthy body. We want to keep our cells as healthy as possible. So I love the cover of this Time magazine because when I went to medical school, they basically told us that our DNA was our destiny. So in other words, if you had a mother that had cancer and a father who had heart disease, more than likely you were going to get one or both of those. So what this is saying is exactly the opposite. It's saying that there's something that can help us to either express the genes to keep us healthy or keep the genes turned off that would make us unhealthy. And that's through foods that we eat and whether we're getting enough sleep, etc. So many of you may have heard of Rick Cohen before. He is a doctor that's been on many different channels of television, and he treats many different metabolic diseases, but one of his favorites to treat is diabetes, which you will see in this quick clip.
The number one goal I have for every blood sugar patient that comes through my clinic is to turn their sugar-burning gene back on. You may be wondering, can genes really be turned on and off? The answer is an exciting yes. For the longest time, the medical community believed you can't fight your blood sugar genetics, that God gave you a set of genes for your blood sugar, and that's the hand you were dealt. However, according to the latest research out of the National Human Genome Research Institute and the CDC, we now know that's simply not true. It is possible to turn genes back on or off, even if they've been stuck for years. This cutting-edge new field of research is called epigenetics, which is the study of how genes are turned on or off by the things you do and the food you eat.
So as you see here, he just edified what I said, and that things that we do can turn our genes on or off. So many of you may have heard of free radicals and oxidative stress, but if you didn't, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what free radicals are. They're simply what I like to call an unhappy molecule. They're missing an electron. So what they're going to do is they're going to grab an electron from wherever they can. And wherever they do that, there's going to be a little bit of damage. So they can grab it from DNA. They can grab it from the cell membrane. They can grab it from a protein within the cell. Wherever they grab that electron from, there's going to be a little bit of damage. Okay, if we have a lot of that type of damage in cells in a specific area, look what it causes. It causes oxidative stress, which leads to dis-ease. Dis-ease basically means that your body is not at ease. So is it possible to get your body back at ease? But let's take a look at oxidative stress. Well, let's take a look at 3 switches that can be turned on and off in the body.
What if it was as simple as flipping a switch? Well, it is. There's a mountain of scientific research that points to 3 powerful genetic switches in the human body that can make all the difference. The answers are on the inside. It's not about what you're taking, but rather what you are making. Let me say it this way. It's not so much about what products or supplements you are taking, but more about what your body is making. Think activation versus supplementation. And flipping the switch is what activates your body's own genetic health mechanisms. Turning on these 3 genetic pathways, yes, flipping the switch, unlocks the power of your genetic code and can change everything. By the age of 30, the normal aging process has already kicked in. These pathways naturally slow down and will continue to do so over the course of your life. Unless you do something about it. Unless you flip the switch. Science has finally proven you can flip the switch and has also revealed how. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. That time is now. The first switch is NRF2. NRF2 is a protein found in every cell, but it only works when turned on. Think of NRF2 as protection. This is the switch that turns on over 200 survival genes in the human body. This is why over the past 5 years, there have been over 10,000 studies on the health benefits of NRF2, showing that it is a master regulator of detoxification and antioxidant response, dramatically reduces oxidative stress, provides advanced cellular protection, and is critical for health span, the period of time you remain healthy. A recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University states that NRF2 activation may very well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. This study also states that flipping the NRF2 switch is likely to be the most important health-promoting approach into the foreseeable future. The second switch is NRF1. NRF1 is a protein that has the ability to activate the power of your mitochondria. Think of NRF1 as energy. This is the switch that has an impact on every function in your body. The latest in scientific research is pointing to the mitochondria as essential for health. especially over the long term. Mitochondria power everything in your body, from your heartbeat to your brain cells. In fact, they produce up to 95% of the energy your body uses every second of every day. There are over 74,000 scientific studies researching the effects mitochondria play in your health. Sounds powerful, but as you get older and experience oxidative stress from normal, everyday life and the aging process, your mitochondria function declines significantly. The solution is NRF1. NRF1 protects, restores, and supports the mitochondria and activates your body's ability to turn this power source on. The third switch is NAD. NAD is a molecule found in all living cells and is critical for regulating cellular aging and maintaining proper function of the whole body. Think of NAD as vitality. Dr. David Sinclair of Harvard Medical School and author of Lifespan was recently quoted in Time magazine regarding NAD, saying, "It's one of the most important molecules for life to exist, and without it, you're dead in 30 seconds." He continues, "NAD is the closest we have gotten to the fountain of youth." NAD is that important switch that activates your inner youth. Increase of energy, better mood, and better mental focus have been linked to an increase in NAD. Starting at the age of 20, a decline begins and the levels of NAD diminish significantly over time. Depending on your age, chances are that you could be watching this video at only 40% of your NAD potential. But there is a solution. You can flip this switch too. And once it's turned on, you will feel supercharged, hyper-focused, in the zone, and keyed up. Supporting NAD levels is an important part of fighting age-related decline. Protection, energy, vitality. Protandim Tri-Synergizer is the solution to flipping the switch, activating these three powerful genetic pathways: NRF2, NRF1, and NAD. Individually, these three products provide life-changing results. But the most recent research shows a staggering increase in effectiveness, increasing these pathways up to 1,900%. How? By taking these three powerful products together. Protandim Tri-Synergizer. Protection, energy, vitality.
So our flagship product is Protandim NRF2. So what's amazing is it only has 5 different ingredients: turmeric extract, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha. You may be taking one or more of these as a supplement because a lot of people know that they have antioxidants and they can help you feel better. However, in Protandim, there's just a little amount of each of these, but they work synergistically, as I will show you on the next slide. But taking this product will lower your oxidative stress by an average of 40% in just 1 month, just 30 days. So it increases superoxide dismutase, or SOD, catalase, and glutathione. I want you to think of those three different enzymes as Pac-Men that want to gobble up those free radicals that do the damage. And you see that the increase is not just a little bit, it's actually quite a bit. So in just 30 days, SOD is increased by an average of 30%, catalase by 54%, and glutathione is quadrupled. So when we look at this, these are the 5 ingredients here. You can see that there's actually some antioxidant expression for each, but all together, all 5 ingredients, it's an 18-fold increase over the additive for the amounts that are in there. And because of that, there's synergy, and this is almost unheard of to have a patent on an all-natural product, but we do because this synergy exists. Okay, so I'm always going to tell people that come to me to eat healthy. But I just want to let you know, the healthier you eat, the better you're probably going to feel. But direct antioxidants have a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that one antioxidant molecule can only neutralize one free radical, and then it's done. However, if you activate NRF2, that's like getting 1 million free radicals per second being neutralized. So that's way better than what you can eat. So think of inflammation as fire in your body, because wherever you have inflammation, it's going to be hot in that area. So there's heat that's produced. Plus, you're going to have damage to that area. And we know that fire can be very destructive. So eating direct antioxidants would be like a dripping faucet on a raging fire. You're not going to get very far with that. However, if you are activating NRF2, it's like having multiple fire trucks, multiple hoses, multiple planes doing water drops. And guess what? The good Lord just provided rain. So those fires are going to be under control much better than a dripping faucet. So if you would like to neutralize 1 million free radicals, this is what you'd need to consume. 400 oranges, 500 cups of broccoli, 110 cups of blueberries, or 120 vitamin C tablets. I don't know about you, but I can't eat that much, and I definitely don't want to pay for that much. However, if you just take one Protandim, it's not just 1 million free radicals that you are going to be getting rid of, but it's 1 million per second around the clock. So that's why this graph can be shown, because like when you're young, you usually have a lot of those 3 enzymes I talked about, the SOD, catalase, and glutathione. So you don't have a lot of damage, a lot of oxidative stress going on. But after you're 20, you start making quite as much of them. And so you can see that your oxidative stress goes up. Now, it doesn't matter what age you start taking the Protandim, whatever age it is, it could be 40, it could be 50, 60, 70, whatever, but you're going to be at that level that you were when you were very young, because your body's going to produce what it already knows how to produce. And if it keeps your cells healthy, healthy cells, healthy body. All right, so you can see here we actually have quite a number of peer-reviewed journal publications with our product, Protandim NRF2, because we actually had a ABC News primetime video that was done in 2005. And after that came out and made the claim that it was decreasing oxidative stress, there were not only universities, but places of research that wanted to actually get their hands on our product and do their own research. Some research was done on cell lines, some was done on animal models, and some were done with humans. But in all the cases, whatever they were doing their research on, they found out that they wound up with healthier cells, healthier animals, and healthier people. So you can see some of the places that did research, including Harvard University, the American Heart Association, and the National Institutes on Aging actually did a experiment using male mice and found out that they stayed healthy and actually lived 7% longer. So think about that. What could you do with 7% longer lifespan and staying healthy during that time? So we already saw in the video that there are 3 different Protandims. So you want to take Protandim NRF2 in order to make antioxidants and be protected. You want to take Protandim NRF1 if you want to have more mitochondria, and those mitochondria that you have produce more ATP, which is the energy. So you want to take Protandim NAD if you would like to make more sirtuins, and these are proteins that have multiple functions in the cell, but you need them in order for the cell to work properly. So one of the things that they do is actually clean out the cells. And I want you to think about this. If your body is full of waste that you can't seem to get rid of, are you able to accomplish very much? Probably not. You don't have energy, you don't have motivation, you feel sluggish. So same thing with your cells. So if your cells have a lot of waste in them, they're not going to be able to perform at their best. So the sirtuins help get rid of the waste, and that way it improves your focus and vitality. Now, again, the video mentioned each of these products on their own is fabulous, but the reason why I put all three here again is because you heard in the video that there's synergy if you take all three. And because of that synergy, we actually have a patent on the three items together. So, I recently heard, I know it's over 90%, I think they said 95% of people in the US will drink something to give them more energy during the day. So whether that's an energy drink or coffee or tea or maybe even soda, which is not very good for you at all. But whatever it is, you're taking it because you want to get, it could be even juice, fruit juice. But you're taking it because you want more energy. Well, if you're doing that, if you're one of the 95%, why not try something that actually would be healthy for you? So Axio is a brain food. It's a nootropic. It helps make brain messengers and it gives you more energy. So instead of doing something unhealthy like an energy drink or a soda pop or whatever, try taking this because I think you'll see that you have more clarity and your brain will work better. So this actually shows that a brain can work better. So we do have decaffeinated varieties as well as regular varieties that have caffeine in them. But if those of you who might be sensitive to caffeine, I'm going to tell you there's also synergy in the ingredients in the products. So it actually is going to go to your brain. I'm not saying that nobody's going to have effect with their heart, but typically even people who are sensitive to caffeine feel that they are fine taking our caffeinated regular. Okay, so this is a spelling test of somebody on the autism spectrum, and you can see that the spelling isn't the greatest, and the writing is a little bit messy on this side, a lot of erasures, and it's kind of going over to the side. And this is just 1 week of being on NRF2 and Axio. And look at the difference. So the writing is tighter, closer, neater, and the spelling is spot on. So that shows that the brain is working better. All right, so we came out with True Science Liquid Collagen not too long ago. And when it came out, I thought, never going to buy that because that's a vanity product. I know it's for hair, skin, and nails. Well, yes, it is for hair, skin, and nails, but it's for so much more, as you will see. So this shows you the difference after about a year being on the liquid collagen. This woman looks like she's had a facelift. To me, she looks probably like 15 years younger, and she's actually a year older. But you can see here's the difference after 4 months, 5 months, and this is almost a year. So it does help with skin. And as we get older, we might notice puffiness under our eyes. It helps with that. And we might notice that our blood vessels on our hands might be protruding, and you can see it help with that. It's not just a product for women, it's also for men, and it is for hair, like I said, hair, skin, and nails. And so this gentleman, this is the difference after 90 days. And here the difference is after 70 days on liquid collagen. This is actually an x-ray of my back from the side. And you can see here that this bone has been pushed forward. And when that was done, I heard a snap, snap, and immediate pain shooting down both of my legs. So I was not a happy camper. When I went in to get this x-ray done, the doctor couldn't believe I actually walked in. He said, "You should be in excruciating pain." And I said, "I am." But He also told me that I needed to have immediate surgery. And I said, nope, I'm the nature girl here. So I'm going to try to do something natural. And I was doing things, but the pain was still pretty excruciating. However, during this time, I got a sample of 3 days of that liquid collagen in the mail. And I decided I'm just going to take it because I know lots of people worried about wrinkles. So if it tastes good, I will recommend it to them. And guess what? Not only did it taste good, but after 3 days, 3 little bottles of that liquid collagen, my pain was 75% gone. So I had to do my research, and what I found out was that liquid collagen or collagen is not just for hair, skin, and bones, or hair, skin, and nails, but it's for like everything in our bodies. It's the most common protein in our body. It's literally the glue that holds everything together. So if you think about my x-ray, what's involved? Well, there were bones that were involved. And guess what? So this actually can strengthen bones. There were muscles that were probably moved out of place. It promotes muscle recovery. There were probably tendons and ligaments that might have been, injured, and it helps with overall tissue repair. And that's a joint. It cushions joints. So that explains why it could help me so quickly. But remember, we are the activation company. So this is not just a supplement. What this is doing is activating our own bodies to produce its collagen. How else do you think you could get the result of that woman in less than a year looking like she was 15 years younger? Not from any supplement you can take. It's from your own body creating extra collagen. So these two together are amazing. This is the Healthy Glow Essentials, and you want to take it in order to make antioxidants with the NRF2, and then the collagen is going to help make collagen. So it can help with so many different things. I'm going to stop the share for a second here. And I am going to introduce to you my friend Betty Wilson, but I'm going to actually pin her. Let's see if I can do this. Pin. Okay, and she is retired now. She was an investment and insurance agent, but she's a very good friend of mine, and I love her to pieces, and she's going to share her testimony. So I'm going to have you unmute now, Betty.
Hello again, everyone.
Hi.
So my name is Betty Wilson, and 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with triple negative carcinoma. And so triple negative carcinoma is breast cancer. And so when I was diagnosed with the breast cancer, they told me that I wouldn't survive because it was really bad. And the treatment that they were offering was chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation. But from the chemotherapy and the radiation, there were tremendous side effects from the chemo radiation, and of course the surgery, to remove everything. But it caused thickening of my breast, lymphedema, and brittle bone disease. Lymphedema caused a lot of swelling, and the brittle bone caused multi-injuries, breakage to my body. Whatever, if I fell, I hit my hand, or whatever happened to me, it would not be one broken bone, but it would be 3 or 4, 5 bones broken at one time because of the brittle bone disease. And so because of that, the brittle bone disease, the lymphedema that I had didn't help either, because lymphedema, if you know anything about it, it caused some severe swelling. So it would build up fluid within my body. And it was in my chest, my legs, my arm, it just everywhere that fluid was settled in my body. So they told me that I have to use a machine for the rest of my life in order to be functional. And along with wearing garments, I had to wear sleeves and jackets. And, I have it, Kim, you've seen them. I have a whole big plastic container full of things that I was given. And they would send it to me every 6 months. I'll get new garments to wear because of the lymphedema. Of course, later I started to have digestive problems. Nothing would help, no medication, no matter what it was that they gave me. It only made the symptoms worse. And then as time went on, I've developed multiple sclerosis. I had to have injections. They don't know if that caused it or not, but of course I didn't have it before, so who knows. And then from there, I later developed the degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, rheumatoid arthritis, high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, you name it, I had it all. And so when I met Kim, well, I knew Kim all along, but when I met her, I guess you could say I got with her, and she told me about some products that she was selling, and I wanted to know more about it. And I had tried many things because there were other friends that were selling things, and I got stuff that helped to a point, but it never got rid of my problem. So then I decided that I would try her products. The thing that she gave me was, the first day was a bottle of collagen, and I think Protandim, I believe it was, and one Axio. I'm telling you, within 3 days, I had symptoms. Most of my symptoms were gone. I forgot to mention the neuropathy in my feet and toes. That was the first thing that I noticed that had left me. And then later I started to notice my pain in my back and the pain in my neck, and all the pain that was kind of subsiding somewhat. From there, I said, well, if this is going to help me with these situations that I'm dealing with, how do I get involved? How do I get the stuff? And of course, she told me how to get it. And I do want to say this, that I started on it and for about 4 months, and then I stopped. When I stopped, I stayed off of it for about 2 months. And of course, some of the symptoms came back. Then I got back on it again. So I was in that roller coaster thing where if I'm doing well, then I may not need it. But, we know now, I know now that I have to take it for at least the decades that I've lived in order to really get rid of it or see some symptoms, see some results, better results. So I've been on it for 2.5 years now, and I'm doing well. So I could say right now I'm activated with the products.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know if you want to share anything about the fact that there was a doctor who expected you to be on dialysis at this point. And we know that you're not.
Yeah, my doctor wanted, well, you were there with me at one point, that told me that within a short period of time I would be on dialysis because my kidney levels were so low that they didn't know how I would make it without being on dialysis. And of course, taking the Protandim and the collagen, I haven't been able to. I mean, I'm not on the dialysis because the products are helping me. The doctors don't understand why I'm doing better. Even my spine doctor, when I went to her, I was bent over. And when I went back to her, but after being
I can recognize you.
yeah, you remember. And I was bent over, and so the doctor says she couldn't believe it was me. She wanted to know if I'm the same Betty Wilson that had been in there, had been almost halfway over, because here I am standing up straight now, almost completely straight. And she wanted to know what I'm doing. And of course, I shared it with her. However, being that I'm doing so well, I don't need to go back to her. So I haven't been back.
Yeah. And I also know that you had really high blood pressure. And it seemed like whatever medications they gave you, it wasn't really helping.
No, I was on I think it was 5 different high blood pressure medication. And they had to keep switching back and forth because a lot of the medication were not working for me. So he would try 1 or 2 and then take away 1, and then I'm still on 5. But in the meantime, they caused other side effects as far as falling and other issues as well. But now, I do still take high blood pressure medication, but it's not 5. I take 2. And of course I'm using the products as well.
Mhm. Well, thanks so much for sharing, Betty. I'm going to remove the pen and hopefully it's going to work when I go back to the PowerPoint here. Okay, so I'm still going to share on this slide because we are patent pending on these two products together. Again, that's all natural. So it's literally just about unheard of for any company to get a patent on things that are all natural. But again, we have synergy with these two products. So we have a product called True Renew. If those of you have heard of retinol before, this gives you the results of retinol in half the time without any of the side effects. If you know anything about the Think Dirty app, we have the best rating. It's a rating of 0, which means it's very healthy for your skin. So you don't have to worry about any unhealthy products in there. All right, and I wanted to put it to the test myself. So there's 3 groups of 3 pictures, and the first picture in each one where I'm wearing the brown shirt is before I started using the product. And the middle picture is after 1 month, and the last in the set of 3 is after 2 months. And I had what I like to call turkey neck because I just lost a bunch of weight. And you can see that that actually has diminished in the 2 months. Not to say it's totally gone, but it definitely has diminished. So great product. And I don't know how many companies are out there that tell you to do before and after pictures, but they know you're going to get the results. That's why they tell you to do that. So you want to use our skincare products, which includes that True Renew, if you want to have the healthiest skin possible on your face and neck. So they tell you to test before and after using all 4 products, wait 15 minutes, and do an after picture. And you can see here, lines have diminished here and here. And here puffiness has diminished. So it really is a wonderful skincare regimen. I decided to put it to the test myself, and you can see that after 15 minutes, my lines have diminished as well. So, all right. So my actual first product ever was the shampoo, and I say, best shampoo ever. So literally, I'm not going to tell the whole story right now because we're running out of time here, but you want to use our hair care products if you want to have strong hair and a healthy scalp. And you can see what it can do for people who might be losing their hair. It actually helps regrow hair. And this gal is so pleased with the results, as you can tell. I decided actually to put this in here just to show you the difference of activation. So I use the hair care products on the outside, but also the NRF2 on the inside. And you can see when I first grew out my hair, it was all white on top. Literally, when I got out of the shower, all I saw was pink scalp because the white hair would go clear when it was wet. And now when I get out of the shower, it's actually a bunch of dark hair. So my dark hair is kind of growing back in. So it's pretty amazing. And this gal was treated for cancer and with a chemotherapy when her hair grew back. She wasn't real pleased with it because it wasn't the same texture or whatever as it was previous to the chemo. But when she activated and used the hair care products and NRF2, again, her hair grew fuller, thicker, and she just loves it as well. Real happy. We recently came out with this product. Those of you who, I mean, GLP-1 is kind of a buzzword right now. It's a hormone that's created in our bodies, and the drugs that are out there were originally created for people with diabetes to help them normalize their blood sugars. However, when they started taking them, a lot of them were losing weight. So now GLP-1 drugs are out there that they're prescribing for people to lose weight. And can you lose weight? Yes. But I want you to think of this as something much more than that. It helps with cell-to-cell communication, so it helps the body perform much, much better. Ours has two different products. There are capsules that you take first thing in the morning on an empty stomach with a full glass of water. And then 30 minutes later, you can eat some food and you can add the MB Enhance. So this is a powder, so you can add it to something you drink, you can add it to yogurt. There's many different ways you can incorporate that. And I'm going to show a quick video.
Your weight and wellness are deeply connected, but cravings, emotional eating, and yo-yo diets can leave you feeling guilty, frustrated, and out of control. And over time, as food noise gets louder, extra weight can creep up on you. But it's not a lack of willpower, it's your biology working against you. As you age, your metabolism slows and your hunger hormones get out of balance. Stress, unhealthy foods, and even your lifestyle can make the problem worse. But what if you could take back control and work with your body instead of against it? As the pioneers and world leaders in activation, LifeVantage gives your body the right ingredients to take so it can make what it needs to create its own wellness. And now, introducing the latest innovation in activation science, the patent-pending MindBody GLP-1 system. This powerful system activates GLP-1 naturally to rebalance hunger hormones, quiet food noise, and change your relationship with food forever. It's the only two-product system on the market proven to increase GLP-1 by 140% to help reduce your appetite and curb cravings, so you can manage your weight differently. The MB GLP-1 system works through dual activation and dual amplification, targeting GLP-1 at the cellular level with carefully selected ingredients. MB Core features a proprietary GLP-1 activation blend of 8 ingredients that directly activate different parts of the GLP-1 pathway in L cells, while 2 unique blends in MB Enhance indirectly activate GLP-1 production by giving your gut microbiome what it needs to fuel GLP-1 production. When used together, both products amplify GLP-1 by promoting more GLP-1 receptor sites and reducing an enzyme that breaks down GLP-1 by 38%. It also helps restore optimal signals between your gut and brain for a strong mind-body connection. With the MB GLP-1 system, you'll start to feel the benefits on day 1. And over time, you'll experience a total transformation. In an independent 12-week human clinical study, people lost up to 25 pounds and 27% of visceral fat in just 12 weeks. On top of that, 100% of all participants did not lose muscle while losing weight. It's time to turn down the food noise and turn up GLP-1. Better yet, leverage the power of other activation products to maximize your health and build a thriving side business to activate every aspect of your life. Explore what MindBody and other activation products can do for you today.
I love our company. It just comes up with such amazing products. We now actually have 3 different studies that have been done. So the results from that video have actually changed. So the increase in GLP-1, the average, when you average from the 3 different studies, is now a 200% increase. So it's tripling the amount that you have. So that's pretty amazing. You can see the results here. This is one of the studies, one person in one of the studies. I believe that's 12 weeks. This is also 12 weeks. This person was already doing the product. So one of the studies were with people who are already activated. And this difference that you see here is only in 3 weeks on the GLP-1 product. So, all right. So you might be thinking, why would you do business with our company? Well, at the onset of this, I talked about a problem that we all have, and that's oxidative stress. And LifeVantage is the world's largest distributor of the most powerful protector from free radicals. So it helps to get rid of a lot of that oxidative stress. So LifeVantage has been around for more than 20 years. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, and we're debt-free. We have multiple patents. There's multiple publications about our products, so you can check those out. We have wonderful people on our board of directors. Many of you probably have heard of Erin Brockovich. She's an environmental activist as well as a consumer advocate. She actually sought out our company and asked to serve on our board of directors, which she did for 5 years. So that's the caliber of people that we have with us. So if you decide you want to do business with LifeVantage, you could be doing business in 27 countries. So you might be wondering, how do you become activated? Well, there's 2 different membership types. You can either become a customer, which there's no charge to become a customer. You just pay for the products. And so you can pay retail price, but if you get on a subscription, which could be receiving product monthly or bi-monthly every 2 months or every 3 months, you'll save 10% by having a subscription. If you receive something monthly, you can get on our monthly reward circle where a portion of what you pay for your product will go back as a credit for future purchases. So if you decide you want to do the business, there is a $50 initial startup fee. You'll pay wholesale price, which is 20% off of retail. Plus you can earn commissions and different kinds of bonuses. So you'll also have a free business website that you can send your customers to. Okay, so I include this income disclosure statement just to show you that if you are interested in earning a secondary income or maybe replacing whatever job that you have now so that you have a little bit more freedom with your time, if you put in the time and you put in the work, obviously you can be making some substantial money. And this is the monthly income here. So, all right. And this might be the perfect model for you because you can work from home or anywhere you are. So I actually gave one of these presentations when I was on vacation. You'll have a virtual office. So you don't have to put a lot of money out there for like a place of business or anything. So you don't have to carry inventory. Although I think some people like having some just to have it on hand and in case anything goes out of stock. But you're not required. So there's a low entry cost. If you're sharing on social media, you can gain business that way. You also have your own personal online store. And as I said previously, you can earn different kinds of bonuses as well. So you might be thinking, where'd I go from here? Well, if you need more information, please go to the person that invited you tonight. I'm sure they'd be able to share more information with you. If you haven't seen the video yet, that ABC News Primetime, ask them for that. If you'd like to become a customer, we say, woohoo! We love our customers because we know that these products are really going to help you not only feel better, but probably even look better too. So if you know others that need to hear about this, please refer them to the person who invited you here tonight. And if you'd like to join the team and become a consultant, woohoo, welcome to the family. And really, I have to just tell you that this is like my favorite business that I've ever worked for because the people really want to help one another. And it's not just a me, all about me kind of business. It's really, how can I help you? And, actually Jenny, who's on here, said, we need to get Betty to give her testimony on another group thing. And that's the kind of group we are, and I love it. So at this point, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight, because there's one thing that we all have the same amount of, and that's time. So for me, time is so precious, and the fact that you spent your time being here with us tonight, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and just hope that you learned something that was good and reaches you and touches you. So I'm going to stop the share at this point, and I just want to mention something real quick about my background. So our group's mission is moving families forward with better health and finances. So literally, that's what we try to do. We help people do. So if you just want to try our products, perfect. You will experience better health. And if you are looking for some income, we can help you build that on that as well. So again, thank you. And at this point, I will open it up for questions.